This is Raul Vargas. Welcome to the second lesson of my Introduction to Programming course. This lesson is about working in 3D. So I'm going to open up Alice, and while that's loading up, I just want to talk a little bit about why we have this as our second lesson. So as mentioned before, Alice is a 3D environment. All of the objects in Alice are 3D and appear in a 3D world. Now, of course, you're looking at this on a computer screen, and so you don't have depth perception. It's not like you have 3D glasses on. So sometimes it becomes hard to measure if something is on top of something else, or also the size of objects. So that's what this chapter is all about. So what we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate two different examples of dealing with snowmen, placing and positioning them, and then I'm going to have an assignment for you to do on your own. So since we are working with snowmen, it makes sense to work with the snow template. I'm going to hit open. So when you open up Alice, you'll have a welcome to Alice window, and you have different tabs here. Just make sure that you have templates selected. You're going to select snow, you hit open. Alright, you might want to save right now, so file, save world, and you can just name this one snowman. Alright, so if you recall from the last lesson, this is where we do all of our coding. We're not doing any coding in this lesson. We're going to be doing all our work in the other view, the design and layout view. To get to that view, you hit the green add objects button. So we're going to click on that. And this is our gallery, all the objects that we can add. Over here we have some of our controls to move the objects, and then right here we have our camera controls. So I want a snowman. To add a snowman, you can search the gallery. That's one way to do it. Snowman. And here we have our snowman. So I'm going to add the snowman. You can click on the snowman, hit add instance to world. Now, one thing you'll notice is over here on the left-hand window, this is the object tree. We have a snowman object. There's a plus next to the snowman object. That's the subparts of the snowman. You can interact with these individually if you want. That won't be required, though, for this lesson. So right here we have our snowman. We can move our snowman around using these tools right here. Right now we have it on move objects freely, so we can move them around like that. We can move him up and down. We can turn him left and right, turn him forward and backwards. Oh, didn't select it right here, forwards and backwards. If you ever make a mistake, you can hit undo. Tumble, I never use tumble. It allows you to turn them sideways and forwards and backwards at the same time. I find it's a little difficult. Resize tool, make them big or small. And then the copy objects tool. This one you got to be careful. If you leave it clicked on, you'll start making a bunch of copies. Now, making a copy actually would work for this project because I need two snowmen. So maybe I'll leave this guy here. All right. So what I want to do for this first exercise is I want to put this snowman on top of this snowman. And I'm going to do it the wrong way first to show you the dangers of working in a 3D space. So I'm gonna move my snowman, my second snowman, up a little bit, and I'm gonna move him over a little bit and move him down, and that might look like he's on top, but remember, we don't have any depth perception. He's actually not on top, he's behind. I don't know if you noticed that when I was moving him around, I moved him a little bit behind to kind of mess it up. And look over here, when I use the camera controls, you can see that he's behind the first snowman. He's not sitting directly on top. So I'm going to hit undo, 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 undo. Alright, another way you can check this is by hitting quad view. Quad view allows you to look at an object from different angles. When we go to quad view, we can see right there that the snowman is not on top. It might look so from this angle, but from these angles, it's quite clear. Alright, so how do we put him on top? Well, you can get hints from the environment. Look at this snowman's hat. And I'm going to drag this snowman forward. And then you see right there, there's a collision going on. That's a good hint right there that this second snowman is really on top of him. They're colliding with each other. So we could hit quad view and you can check it out, and that looks pretty good. You can move the objects in this view as well, so you can kind of fine tune things. Move them over a little bit. and then we'll go back to single view, and I'm gonna just move him up. And then right there we have a snowman on top of another snowman. So that was the first exercise. So what I would like you to do is recreate this just to kind of practice what I was doing. I'm gonna do File, New World. Would I like to save? Yeah, I guess you could save. I'm gonna go with another Snow People template. And again, maybe save this one as Snow People Pile. And we'll go to Add Objects. And we're gonna add a snowman again, but this time I'm gonna show you a different way of doing it. You can browse for objects as well. So I'm gonna go to People, and right here we have our snowman. Remember, these are alphabetical order, so it's with the S's. So I'll grab this snowman and I'll just click, add it to the world. And this time I want to make a pile of snow people laying on their sides. So we want to put this guy on his side. So this is a little tricky, but I think this is a good one to practice using these controls over here. If you can do it with the tumble, that would be great. But again, I have issues using it, so I just you just got to think about it, make a plan. So my plan is to lay him face down and then lay him sideways. Alright, once you have him laying sideways, you can kind of evaluate, and you see how he's angled downwards? I don't like how that looked. I'm going to hit undo, and I think the problem was I turned him too far forward. So this time I'm going to turn him back a little bit, and then turn him sideways. That looks a little better. And then we can do the turn forward and backwards again. And now we have him on his side. It's not perfect though, right? He's a little angled. So I'm gonna actually undo all of that. So you can do it that way, and I think it's good for trial and error and just kind of get comfortable with these controls. But there is another way to do this, a lot easier way to do that, and it's using something called methods. Now we're gonna be using methods in the future to program. Right now I'm gonna use a method to make him turn sideways. So I'm gonna grab snowman over here in the object tree. And actually the methods are down here as well. But I like using it this way. I just grab snowman and I bring it right into the window, and a bunch of actions pop up. You can have the snowman do any of these actions. So the one I'm going to use is roll. And I'm going to make him roll right a quarter revolution. And now he's perfectly on his side. And now you can repeat this, because I'm on a pile of four snowmen. You can repeat this 3 more times, or you can use the copy objects tool, which, as well as making a copy, keeps its orientation. So since it's already on its side, we can just make a copy, make another copy, copy tool, move him up, and then make one more copy, and move that one up. So notice over here we have 4 snowmen. These are our 4 snowmen. They're all on their side. You hit quad view and you see that they're perfectly aligned. And that's the second exercise. So you know, hopefully you do these 2 exercises, throw some other things in there, play around with it, get comfortable. When you feel ready, then I want you to start the exercise, the assignment for this lesson. And the assignment is this. In world, let me see on the recent, I want you to recreate the Alice in Wonderland scene. So you're gonna have Alice, you're gonna have the rabbit, you're gonna have a table. There's different tables. You can use any table you want, use any chair you want, and there are some objects on the table. I only put 3. You feel free to put more, and have your teacher play around with your world, walk around your world, make sure everything's positioned correctly. Sometimes, you know, this teapot right here might not really be on the table. You know, you could do this yourself. Once you feel like you're done, you can use the camera controls and walk around your world. Just make sure everything is where you think it is. So this is your assignment. After you've completed this assignment, I feel pretty confident that you're gonna know how to place and position things properly, and we can get on with learning about programming. Thank you.